So welcome guys, welcome to my YouTube channel Technical Gupta. So today I will tell you one of the most important concept of OOPS, which is the encapsulation. Prior to this video I have already released one video which is related to the abstraction. So if you haven't watched yet, so you can check. I have already provided the link in the description box. So guys, let's get started. So what is the encapsulation, how to achieve, what are the benefits? Like for interview purpose we might study this, but most of the time we are not clear about it. So today I will give you the overall use case, like what it's saying and how to implement it. So encapsulation is all about to wrap the small entity into single unit. What we are saying, we are encapsulating. So you are encapsulating a something. So from the outside you will see a single entity, but inside that it may have many items. So encapsulation is mean you are wrapping the small entity into a single unit. So now the next question come to our mind, like why we are doing this. So this is for the data protection. So if you are encapsulating to the outer world, so you are encapsulating in a single unit. Okay, so if you want to access a particular entity inside that single unit, so you have to go through that. Like we can take example of a toothpaste. Okay, so toothpaste is inside a one wrapper, right? So you have to, if you want to access that, so there is one opening, so you have to press and the paste came out the that toothpaste. So it's something like that. It is used for a data protection. And how to achieve this? So we can achieve using access modifiers. So guys, for your understanding, I made a one base class. Okay, for the same assembly there is one method, private, public. Like these are the access modifier, private, public, protected. For the easiness I just mentioned the same method name. See, this is public, private, protected, so that we can check and verify the result. This is protected, like internal. This access modifier name as underscore internal, protected is underscore protected internal is the protected internal modifier, and private protected is a private protected. So we will check the scope of the access modifier via this. So see, I have made this class. So normally I haven't given any access modifier to the class. So for your information, so default access modifier of a class is internal. If I am not writing anything prior to this class, so this class has an internal, so we will check and validate. For class member it's a private, like this is a private where I mentioned, so but I didn't give any access modifier name, so we will check. So let's go to the child class. So see, in child class, like, okay, let's start it from the base class. So in a base class we have access to everything, right? Private is specific to the particular class, public is global, protected is specific to particular class and child class, internal is accessible inside the same class, child class, or within the same assembly. Assembling meaning is that a same project. Exactly, the meaning of assembly is a unit of deployment. So the code what I am writing, we have to like make a DLL, and that DLL has to be imported in another project. So protected internal is something like that, this field is only accessible in a child class, okay, within the same assembly, and private protected is same like that. So guys, let's go to the child class. So in the child class, what you are seeing, we can only have access to the internal method, private protected method, protected and protected internal, but we have no access of a private, okay. So in a child class we can't access a private member, but we can access a protected. See, private protected, protected, protected internal or internal, these all are accessible. So we can't access private over here, okay. See, I make a one class, and here I am going to access a particular this class, right. I just made a see guys, I am writing a one class, and in that class I am calling the child class, right, this class. So if I am checking, at the time I have only access to the internal, protected internal or public, right. So still you see that you have access to internal, but you don't have access to normal particular protected. So the scope of protected is only within the same class or child class. Protected is not scope in a same assembly. So here within the same assembly you have access to internal, protected internal and public, okay. Then what I did, I just build this project and I took a reference over here. Here I added the assembly. See this OOPS concept in C#. So this is assembly I added here, and when I go to this project, what I did, I am going to trying to access this one. See guys, if I am going to, like, before that I have to give the reference, like I am using this, so I am adding the namespace of this DLL. And if I'm trying to access this B, what it's saying, base class from assembly is inaccessible due to protection layer. So what I need to do, I need to make it like I already mentioned, it's an internal. If we don't write any access modifier before the class, so it's an internal, and scope of internal is within assembly. And what we are trying to get access of this base class in different assembly. It's not possible. Like you can see, this is other assembly project, right, and this class is existing in OOPS concept in C#. So to make its access global, I have to use a public keyword. So once I write a public, so this is accessible, okay. And now I'm trying to get access, so I only get access of only public member. Like, so in this class, if I want to get access, so I can only get access of a public member. See, and I have defined one class which is from the other assembly, and I am using the base class assembly from the different assembly. So here what we are seeing, if I'm trying to get access, so I can get access of protected internal or public. So guys, this, like if I'm using the child class, okay, so whether it's a same assembly or within the same assembly or different assembly, the protected member have access. Like protected is mean the child class, it's not linked to whether it's a same, like same assembly or different assembly. If it's protected, then it should have access to all assemblies. Okay, so public is a global. So what we found that this is the Bikla cases of how to use access modifier with the practicum example. So guys, we we achieved the encapsulation using a access modifier. Okay, and there are two key takeaway from this lecture. One is the default access modifier of class is internal, and for class member it's a private. Okay, so guys, thank you for listening me. If you haven't subscribed my channel, kindly do it. Okay guys.